Hey everyone, it's Domingo from USA, and the new Galaxy A35 is a little bit confusing. It's actually a Galaxy A54 but with a bigger screen and worse cameras according to its specs. The funny thing is that Samsung launched this phone for $400 when you could actually get the A54 for $300. And 2 months after its launch, it's now costing $295 in some retailers. I know this is a review, but I want to share with you my experience, what I think of this phone, and not just read you the spec sheets, since although it's quite similar to the Galaxy A54, well, I will end up recommending it more. You see, the Galaxy A35 is just like the A54. It has IP67 water resistance, a glass back casing with plastic frames, a slot for microSD cards, and a 120Hz Full HD display. If we're talking about the screen or the design, well, they're practically the same phone. A little bit bigger, that's true, but it's still extremely square and not ergonomic to hold with one hand. Its screen also continues with this very thick bezels, although it brings a very good display for the mid-range. And to prove to you that they're very identical, they both share the same Exynos processor, which basically means they will give you similar results in benchmarks just like the ones I did. The speed of the UFS 2.0 storage is similar too, the charging speed of its battery also continues at 25 watts, although the duration on the A54 is much better. And even in the test I usually do by opening apps in 2 rounds, I've obtained similar speeds as you would expect from phones having the same processor and 8GB of RAM. The A35 is not aimed at power users, and if you're one of them, the Poco X6 Pro would be a much better choice, but for all the rest of the people that want a good mid-range and complete phone, this is a good choice. Because if the Galaxy A54 was the whole package, this one is too. Even if we look at its system with One UI 6, it's more polished than other options in the market. But the thing that bothers me the most is that everything that we have with the Galaxy A35, we already had it last year with the A54. Even its flaws with the virtual proximity sensor that it won't work properly. Well, that's not entirely true because the cameras are a little bit different and much better than I expected. When you see its main sensor, the results are so similar among the three that if you want to save some money, the A35 will also give you good photos. But moving from the main sensor to the wide angle one, well, you can see how its lower resolution is noticeable. In most situations, there are not many differences with the exception of a slightly cooler color interpretation, but few people will be zooming in this way anyway. The sensors of the front camera are also different, but as they all compress to 8-megapixel photos, I don't see a clear winner, not even if I zoom in. So even though it has 2 different sensors, the truth is that it gives really good photos. So if that's the only thing that you care, pick it up. I think it's a good choice. But now, if you want to record videos, well, things are a little bit strange. With the main sensor, I've seen how the A54 and the A55 look quite similar in many cases, with the A35 looking more pale. But as these results have not been consistent across all recordings, I prefer to conclude that you will get very similar videos. However, as soon as you switch to the wide angle, you will definitely notice it, since at this resolution you can only record at 1080p, unlike 4K with the other two. It's not due to the lack of processor power, but lack of resolution of its 8-megapixel sensor. The good news is that the video mode with the front camera is much better on the A35. I don't know how to explain this really, but I think it's undeniable that the A35 is much better in these recordings than the other two. You see, the A35 is a good phone, and I even showed you how it's better than the A54 when recording with the front-facing camera. But the thing is that Samsung, being this company that cares so much for the environment, has launched the same device 2 years in a row. But being serious, if you only have $300, the A35 is a great pick. Really, it's a great choice. But if your budget, increases a little bit more to $330 or $350, you can actually get the Nothing Phone 2A or the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus. 2 phones that I already review in this channel, and for me, they're a better pick. So yeah, the Galaxy A35 is a strange phone, but no one can say it's a bad phone. But anyway, that's just my opinion, and if you have a different one, you can leave it in the comments. Right now I only have 4,000 subscribers, and I usually read and respond to most of the comments, so let me know what you think. I see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao!